Rhett Boyd joins me now to break down the Mid-American Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. The first game we saw today, Rhett, Rockets, a very slow start, but as Tricia Culp told us, it's a mature team. They don't get rattled when they're down 10 at half.
Yeah, they did not get rattled, and a lot of teams would have folded at that point. Western Michigan threw their knockout punch early in this ballgame, knocked down a bunch of threes, but the poise of Toledo really got them through the halftime. Once they came back, they put some pressure on Western Michigan, got them to turn the ball over, and then they got some easy baskets. They got them into a rhythm the rest of the way out, and they were outstanding defensively the second half, holding Western to under 20.
When the Rockets struggled in the first half, Kira Goss is really the only one who scored. She had a dozen in the first half. She hangs her hat on defense, but Tricia Culp has told us this season she's been able to knock down shots, and when they needed her in the first half, she kept them in the game.
She did. She kept them afloat. That was huge. They got them into the break, down 10. Come out in the second half, Lockett picks it up, Wire picks it up, and then Sammy McConowitz got all of her 12, I believe, in the second half as well, which was huge. It was a balanced effort. 40 points for Toledo in the second half, holding Western Michigan to 19. Obviously, the defensive effort was huge in that part.
And we saw exactly why Sophia Wide was voted the MAC Player of the Year with the performance she had, doing just a little bit of everything for the Rockets.
And that's just it. I mean, she handles the ball against pressure. She facilitates, gets the ball to players in spots where they can make plays, with their strengths. And she rebounds the ball like she's a power forward. And she does all of it every single night through the course of 31 games. She was big here this afternoon once again. You expect nothing less, but it's sure nice to have her in the backcourt each and every night.
Some similarities between the Toledo and Bowling Green games. As BG, like the Rockets, got off to a slow start. Like the Rockets, Bowling Green came back, had a lead in the fourth quarter, but just could not hold off Buffalo down the stretch.
Yeah, and you got to give BG a lot of credit because they were dealing with a lot of adversity early in that ball game. You said it. They were down 18-5 at one point. Porter, their phenom post player, she had a foul the first possession of the game. She sat the entire first half, just could never really get into the game. I thought they got a lot of miles out of Zekin and Hill on the inside. And when they took the lead with 4:50 to go on a Sharps 3, you thought they were going to have enough to get over the hump. But give Buffalo a lot of credit. Chella Watson, an outstanding player. She knocked down 2 threes. Ogden knocked down a 3 in that final 5 minutes. It was just too much to overcome.
First year under Fred Schmiel, we had a lot of questions coming in considering all the turnover on the roster. I think one thing we've certainly learned is that Fred Schmiel's coach teams are going to battle hard for the full 40 minutes.
There's no doubt about it. And today, even though they came up a little bit short, was an indication of indeed just that. They're going to compete for 40 minutes, and you're going to have to play 40 to beat them. And it's a bunch of highly competitive kids. Paige Kohler, true freshman, what a job she did here this afternoon, but all season long as well. They had a lot to build around if you're Bowling Green.
So Buffalo beats Bowling Green for the third time. Toledo beats Western for the third time. On Friday, it'll be Buffalo-Toledo, but just for the second time, Rockets did beat the Bulls in their last meeting in January.
And one heck of a matchup at Savage Arena. It went right down to the final minute of that ball game. Chella Watson had 47 for Buffalo on that evening. Did a really good job with the floater game. So we'll see what adjustments Toledo makes to that. But Buffalo on the other side had a hard time with Toledo's interior presence that night as well. So we'll see. It's a chess match. It's a cat and mouse game. You do A. How does the other team counter A? And then, just throughout the ball game, who makes those adjustments to see who comes out on top. It's going to be a physical ball game. It's going to be a grind. And whoever makes it to the championship game, they're going to earn it.
That game, that win over Buffalo, that's the last time Toledo has won a game by less than 10 points. 12 straight double-digit victories, 14 overall going into Friday morning's MAC Conference semifinal game.